Hello and welcome folks to the Gauge Look, and we've got another unit overview for the Total War Warhammer Radious mod. We've got 19 new units. I don't believe that's quite all, but I just want to fit them into a fairly concise video for about 10 to 15 minutes. Obviously this is Orion. He's got messed up eyes, absolutely crazy looking eyes. This is obviously not a Radious unit, but he's a crazy looking bastard, so I thought we would start with him. I just noticed as well, look, there's a love heart. Never noticed that before. Anyway, let's have a little look. So we'll start off with the sort of more normal type units. These are Eternal Wardens with shields and swords. Fairly standard variation of units. They're armour and shielded, armour piercing and charge defence against all. Champions of the Eternal Guards, better training and combat skills. Due to large shields, they can stop most of the charges. And just so you know, I don't generally, although I love my Warhammer lore, as you can probably tell by some of my other videos, I don't focus too much on lore, as all the big mods that I play, including Radious, SFO, previously Stainless Steel, and even Vanilla, are not 100% loreful, and as long as things are within the realms of possibility, I don't mind. These guys are obviously well within what could have happened. Branch Nymphs, crazy looking little bastards, multicoloured, forest spirits that are they're actually pretty decent looking, poison and magic attack. Okay, full of hatred and spite, these forest dryads represent the very vengeance of the forest itself. Like the sound of that. Okay, Wildwood Rangers with shields. Just a variation on Wildwood Rangers. They are, of course, Guardians of the Wildwood. For armoured shielded, Forest Stalker, anti-large and a damage dealer. Agile and deadly in melee, an excellent first response to impending threats. Again, very easy to fit within each storyline, so happy with them. What have we got here? Blade Singers, Azrai Spear. I love these lassies. So we've got the Shadow's Coil, and we also have Smoke. Isn't that noise? Amazing. Forest Stalker, Armoured, Anti-Large. I mean, I think we all know what these ladies are. They are fantastic. I like them. Champions of the War Dancer. Elite Warriors. And we have another variation of War Dancers. Dual Swords. I hope I haven't picked... I feel like one of these might actually be a standard unit. If not, if they are, I don't care. You're still getting an overview of them. Okay, we got Wildwood Wardens. Oh, I like the look of these guys. Look at this dude here. Check him out. Oh, hello. So these are Forest Stalker, Armour Piercing, and Infantry. These look a little bit like the lines of Chase? Can't remember. Obviously not quite as good, but they still look cool. Rangers, heroic and brave enough to champion over Minotaurs, vampires, and demons, become the ever-watchful Wardens of Lauren. Okay, I like them. They're probably one of the better melee units, I imagine, for... Yeah, they've got a bonus versus large, which is a little bit odd because they're anti-infantry. But I suppose their background they've been given makes a bit more sense. Shadow Bands, don't know what these are. These are dual wield sword infantry. Remind me of something like Dungeons and Dragons. Armoured, Forest Stalker. Well, these are pretty high-end infantry, actually. They have... Oh yeah, they've got 25 speed, stock, and they've got the anti-wing there. Some Kislev small... Oh yeah, I do know about these in the lore actually. Some Kislev small woods and forests are rumoured to be the home of isolated and elite wood elf communities and warriors. There are many folk tales that speak of shadowy bands who have emerged from the forest to save Kislevite warriors from certain death at the hands of beastmen. Cool. Obviously not in a pure Warhammer army book by any means, but I do know some of the stories about the wood elves that may be hiding in Kislev. I like that a lot. And these are just a variation of the same, but with axes. Maybe a little bit more armor piercing punch. Very similar though. Guardians. Okay, yeah, these are the standard guys. Just variations. Oh no, these are not the standard guys. Sorry, these are the most heavily armoured wood elf infantry units. Guardians of Alpwith. Armour shielded, Forest Stalker, anti-large. I suppose they're all going to have Forest Stalker. Elite Wood Elf warriors protecting their holds and holding the lines with shields and spears. So obviously these are the elite level Wood Elf infantry. Just to add, because they do lack a little bit the Wood Elves, and you know you can argue it's because they're skirmishing bad, but the Wood Elves can be a bit annoying in PvP and vanilla. They can get easily warped over by anyone with else who has also good range. So these are the elite. Obviously these are not comparative to even Bretonnian elite infantry, but I like them. These are just the armor piercing variant of these guys, obviously without the shield. We have the Wardens of Fallow Storm Sword shields. Wow. Okay, so I know there's been 6 new units added in the Radious mod alongside the sub-mod that was created in order to actually have cities rather than the little outposts. And I think I don't recognise these guys. They look a bit like Dark Elves, don't they? Forest Stalker, so these are better than them actually, so everything I said about them was somewhat wrong. However, they're still not quite comparable to things like Great Swords and things. The Wardens of Fallow Storm Swords were as wary as a wolf pack and could strike as swiftly as a viper. Ooh, I don't know much about these guys, I might have to do a little bit of history, but what I can tell you is they look awesome, don't they? Yeah, like them a lot. And these are obviously the armor piercing or armor sundering version of them. These are really heavy hitters. I've been very intrigued to see how they do. And of course the Spears of Orion. Now I do know some about this, but let's have a little look. Armor, shielded, anti-large, melee expert and charge defense against all. The Spears of Orion were one of the largest of the many hunter kindreds that owned personal allegiance to the king. Owed personal allegiance to the king. In the woods for thousands of years they have been the vanguard of his wild hunt and each of the winter the last line of defense for the Oak of Ages. So they are very, very cool looking, and there is definitely a basis for them. Obviously armor and melee attack and everything else, but these are obviously the elite of the elite. It should be noted that once again these aren't quite comparable to the elite other infantry, but it does give the Wood Elves a little bit more to fight with. Okay, so now with Waywatcher Sentinels, which I don't believe we're in. I have a horrible feeling I've got a couple of base games in here. Only the ones with the longest pull of the bow and deadliest aim in the role of Sentinels. So these are just very good archers. I have a feeling they may be vanilla. Sorry if they are. Waywatcher Sentinels. Oh, and I have mixed somebody in. Look at this. Look how badly I've done here. Look at this crappy mechanism I've done here. Okay, these are... Oh yeah, it's in the battle now. So what have we got here? What have we got? We've got the Guardians. These are armoured. So these are a little bit armoured, maybe a little bit like King's Royal Longbowmen. As always, very good range of the Wood Elves. Pretty good. And they have Woven Mist. So they're excellent against missiles as well. We have the Spears of Orion. Now look at these guys. These are obviously a variation on these are the mounted version of those units along there. So these are elite level units. They're extremely fast. They're anti-large. So they're a bit, yeah. So they're a bit like the sort of Pegasus Knights. You know, they're anti-large cavalry. Blood Knights. Obviously not comparable to Blood Knights, but very cool looking. We have the Wild Riders of Cornus. I just think of The Witcher every time I hear the Wild Ride. I know, but I know. Armored Shielded Forest Stalker. Okay, so these are sort of medium tier cavalry. The Wild Riders of Kurnos are Orion's personal honour guard. Each is as aggressive as and impulsive as the King of the Woods himself. They are fey and dangerous creatures who are no longer truly elves like they once were. In appearance, Wild Riders are throwbacks to the ancient days of elves. That's quite cool. I like that. Okay, we have the Hawk Maidens of Ariel. Oh, I thought these were like flying units actually. So these are kind of skirmisher cavalry, kind of like Marauder, almost spellcasters. So they have a couple of shields of thorns, and they have, okay, got some interesting little things. Armor piercing missiles, they're very fast. And here we go, Durfu's Grove. Look at this sexy bastard. Armoured forest spirit, anti-infantry, and charge defense against large foes. The oldest and most venerable of the three men ancients, the Tree King of Durfu's Groves, are the most loyal brothers of Durfu himself. Okay, so there's a quick overview. I think I might have potentially snuck in a few vanilla units. If I've not, I'm sorry. Terribly unprofessional. As always, we've got about 5,000 zombies. Let us just attack them. And see what happens. God, I love Orion. He isn't the best in a PvP situation, Orion, but he's so much fun. Come on, lads. Lassies. Come on, run. These are all exactly the same speed. How interesting. Don't usually see that. Okay, you just charge into that, please. Let's have a little look at this. Oh, not a great charge actually. What is their charge bonus? It's pretty high. I'm very intrigued by these guys, the Shadow Band, so let's have a little look. Again, didn't get great charges off there. We won't fight this whole battle, we obviously know the outcome of this. but I am intrigued to see the sort of damage that's been done. Ah, it's all about these guys. Wild Riders. Definitely looks like the Wardens.
Back to your masters!
It's all about these guys. All about these guys. Anyway, folks, I do hope you've enjoyed this other overview video. I'll probably be making more. A lot of people ask me questions on factions. Often the factions that I don't play, which is a little bit difficult. A lot of the factions have 20 plus units added, which is absolutely incredible. So I will probably make a few more, especially if there's interest in it. Let me know if there's any particular faction. All the playable factions, I believe, have had a significant number of units added to. There's also a lot of campaign mechanics being changed, I believe, in the Radious mod, although I'm not as privy to the understanding of that. But anyway, I will catch you in the next one.